Hi, welcome along to a brand new episode of the Recurring Revenue Rocks show. My name's Laura Jeffrey. It's great to have you here today. And I wanted to talk to you today about the importance of tenacity, of being tenacious in your membership, as a membership founder, as a business owner, and why I think being tenacious, has been pretty much one of my most valuable character assets, I suppose, in setting up my businesses, in getting to a six-figure year with my business, from ideas that I've had in my own head that I've kind of brought to life. I think it's been the reason why I've been able to set up businesses which have sold products in the thousands. And I really wanted to share with you just about why I think it's such an important trait to develop as a business owner and how you can develop it as well. And I think it is largely a mindset thing. But also I think it's kind of like you need to get this to a place of habits, to a place of routine, where being tenacious becomes simply one of your character traits. And it's a way that you can run your business, and it's a way that will help you in life generally. But I just really wanted to share with you today just a little bit about my story and why being tenacious has helped me so much. So going back to when I was working as an event manager in my 20s, I had a couple of like lucky, serendipitous kind of twists of fortune, I suppose, where I was presented with amazing opportunities. But because of the place that I was in my career or in my life, maybe I felt that I wasn't quite ready for those situations. I wasn't ready to step into that role yet. But because I was prepared to put myself out of my comfort zone and to do the work to become the kind of person that could hold that result of holding those kind of positions, I ended up, getting the jobs that I wanted and getting the promotions that I wanted. And there was one time when I was 24 years old, and I'd been working as an events assistant. I was in the events team always. I'd worked in a membership as an events administrator, as an events coordinator. But I was 24 and I'd moved to a new town in the Midlands in the UK. And I was working at a charity as an events coordinator. And I'd seen this opportunity come up online because I was kind of beginning to fish, and I was kind of ready for a big leap in my career. I really, really wanted to become an event manager, because up until that point, age 24, I'd just been like event coordinator, event administrator. And I was like, no, I really want to go up to an event manager. And I remember in the January saying to myself, I had this mantra, it's like, this is my year of the career. This is my year of the career. And everything that I did in my work, I was kind of like, no, this is my year of the career. This is the year that I'm going to have a big break. And I think because I had that kind of tenacious, that thought running over and over in my mind, like, this is my year of the career. This is my year that I'm going to make a big change. When this advert popped up online, when I was looking for a new position as an event manager, I saw this position come up at Millbrook Proving Grounds, which was a place that I'd like to get a job at. And I saw this advert and I was like, that's way out of my league. That's way beyond me. Like, I think that's not for me, but I'm going to try anyway, because I could get there. That's like less than an hour's drive. I think I could do this. There's an outside chance I might get the job. Who knows? So I applied for the job. And I got an interview and I was just absolutely over the moon. And me being me, I didn't really check on a map how to get to this place. I was like, oh, I'll just drive there before the interview will be fine. And I left with probably 5 minutes of leeway time either way for traffic jams and that kind of thing, which clearly wasn't enough. I got completely lost and I ended up being half an hour late for the interview, which a lot of people, might have called up and made up an excuse or, whatever. But I was just like, I called up and I was like, I am really lost. I can't find you. I don't know where you are. My sat nav is sending me around this weird place. I can't find you. And they helped me out, and I ended up getting to the interview. And the guy there who became my amazing manager, chap called Martin Neal, who I have enormous respect for. He was in the interview and I said to him, I'm really sorry I'm late. And he went, don't worry about it. I'm late all the time myself. And that kind of put me at ease. Had a really good interview, got offered the job at the interview. And I just thought, if I hadn't have put myself out of my comfort zone to apply for the job, if I had just crumbled at the point where I was late for the interview and I was like, I'm blatantly not going to get the job now I'm late, being tenacious, I'd carried on. I was like, no, come on, get in there. It's like, it's that whole saying, isn't it? It's like fortune favors the bold, or fortune favors the brave, whatever. It's true. You've got to put yourself out there in order to get these opportunities, because you never know where it's going to take you. Anyway, that year of the career for me actually turned out to be one of the best moves that I made in my career. I ended up getting the job as event manager. As I said, I ended up getting promoted to account manager. I ended up looking after Aston Martin as a key account. I worked with BP. I flew all over the world looking after all these different really incredible clients, and it was an absolute pivotal point in my career as in events. It was wonderful. And the thing is, like, kind of moving forward in my career, I was kind of like, I'd got to the point when I was nearly 30, and I was like, do you know what, I'm ready to go out on my own. I really want to get started on my own. I really want to do this. And I think when you set up on your own in business, being tenacious is absolutely the thing that will make or break you. And I think you've got to have such a clear vision and such a clear reason why you're doing this, that will drive you forward no matter what happens, no matter how many times you get knocked down. If you're tenacious, truly, you'll get up again and again and again and again. And it's like, these things happen in business, right? Any business owner who tells you everything is plain sailing, they always make loads of money, everything's really easy, it's like, as far as I'm concerned, I'd find that really, like, not to be the case, because I think the very nature of business is that you're going to come up against challenges. Things are going to not run as you think that they will, but because you're tenacious, you find a way of getting around it, and then you move on, you do it again, you come at it from a different angle, you find a way forward. And so recently I applied for a trademark for an idea that I'd had. I really wanted to set up a podcast called The Amped Up Entrepreneur. The Amped Up Entrepreneur. I was really excited about it. I had so many ideas about the different people that I could interview. I had so much kind of passion for this idea that I had, the Amped Up Entrepreneur. I was like, it's gonna be amazing. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm so fired up to start this podcast. I kind of started mapping out what different topics I could do, like who I could ask to, be interviewed. All this different stuff is going to be amazing. Anyway, to cut a long story short, it turned out that I couldn't trademark that name because of a certain word in it beginning with E. So I had to drop that name. I had to promise not to pursue it anymore, that I wouldn't work with that name anymore, because this word in that title is owned by a company, and they have trademarked that word, and it means that nobody else can use that word. So I was like, okay, of course, I will drop it. I'm not going to use that word. I promise not to use it in the future. I won't operate under that name. I will not trade under that name whatsoever. That was all confirmed and fine. Now, a lot of people might have been like, oh, I give up. That was my thing. I'd gone so far down the road with the Amped Up Entrepreneur idea. What now? What else am I meant to do? I quit. But for me, I'm just like, okay, I just need to give it a different name. And then you move on, right? That's being tenacious. So say for me, that's how the Recurring Revenue Rocks show was born. It was a name that I had already trademarked previously. So I knew Recurring Revenue Rocks Recurring Revenue Rocks is my trademarked phrase. It's part of my business. It's a trademark that I own. And I was like, you know what? The Recurring Revenue Rocks show, that sounds grand. I like that. I can get behind that. I can fall in love with that. That's great. So because I'm tenacious mindset, you just find a different way. It's like, okay, don't mess around with people's legal stuff. If they're telling you to back off, you back off. That's fine. It wasn't done on purpose, by the way. It was a complete, it wasn't something that I realized that was a problem until obviously I received a letter telling me otherwise. So do your research, of course. Get fired up about things, but if stuff goes wrong, you just find a different way. That's all there is to it. You find a different way. And being tenacious, I think it's like you're going to get knocked so many times. You're going to get people who, there's that quote, isn't there, from Dieter Von Teese, and she said, you might be the juiciest peach in the world, but there is always going to be someone who hates peaches. Right? And it's so true. Someone's always going to pick holes in what you do. People are going to try and knock you. People are not going to believe in you. People are going to say horrible things about you. That's okay. You just be tenacious and you carry on anyway, because you know that on the other hand, there are people who love you, who whatever you put out there, they're going to buy, people who are going to leave you amazing testimonials and case studies, and who are going to recommend you to people. Those are the people who we focus on. And I think being tenacious, there is a big part of you that is going to have to be like, okay, whatever, I'm just doing it anyway. And not to be so easily kind of blown by the wind by what other people do or what other people say or whatever. Other people, other coaches in my industry might have opinions about me and the way I do things. That's fine, but they are just opinions that belong to that coach. It doesn't make it fact. My opinions about other people isn't fact, it's my opinion. So you've just got to be so strong and so grounded in the reason that you're doing this, why you're doing it, and just stick really strong to that. That's fine. You are your own business. You've got your own reasons for doing things. You've got your own dreams, your own kind of drive for doing whatever it is you do. But you've got to be so clear on those reasons, because that's what's going to keep you going. Because say for me, absolutely, there have been times when things aren't easy. It's like until I employed an accountant to do my tax returns for me, my tax returns were always a nightmare. I always pressed the wrong button or did the wrong thing, and it was always a nightmare, and it always took hours and hours and hours when it should have taken 20 minutes. But the thing is, you keep going, right? You find a way around it. If there's something that you hate doing, outsource it. If there's someone saying horrible things about you, just delete them off your social media so you don't have to listen to them anymore. Like, do what you need to do to keep your blinkers on, to keep you going towards whatever your goals are, whatever your happiness is, to keep you in that state. Do what it takes to get you there. Okay. And remember to just keep clear and really at the front of your mind the reason why you're doing this. So say for me, one of my biggest reasons is because I don't want to go back to work for anyone else. It's like I love working for myself. I absolutely love it. I love being in my office. I love working on my own schedule. I love the fact that I get to be creative and teach people things that I love to do and have had success with myself. Like, me carrying on doing that is a goal for me. That's a day-to-day goal, because I love what I do, and I love the fact that I get to grow my business year on year. I love the fact that I've hit a 6-figure year just doing what I love. And yes, there might be other coaches in the world who are kind of like, well, you're at 6 figures, why aren't you at 7 figures, why aren't you at 8 figures? But that's their opinion, that's their goal. It's not my goal. My goal is to carry on doing what I'm doing now, because I love it so much, and it's just perfect for me. I've created the perfect schedule, the perfect environment to work in. The fact that I don't have a team works really well for me. I love that, because it means that I don't have to manage anyone, because I don't want to manage anyone. So that's me, that's my goals. Other people might be saying, well, why has she not got a team, or why is she not at 8 figures or 7 figures or whatever? But that's to do with them. And I want this to be the same for you. Really focusing on what you want. What's your ideal lifestyle? What's your ideal working environment? What's your ideal day-to-day business hours in your business? What, for me, I'm now taking Fridays off in my business, and that's huge for me. If I can carry on doing that, that's me reaching my goal every single week. That's epic for me. So get fired up about what you want for your lifestyle. Like, try not to obviously have big goals. Of course, that's what we're all aiming towards. But what are your goals for today? Like, say if you get to go out for a walk, is that you hitting your goal? Is that you hitting your own success metrics? That's a really big deal. For me, that is one of my success metrics, is getting out for a lovely walk every day. If I do that, I'm winning. And that's the kind of thing that keeps me tenacious. It's because I'm loving it now. And yes, I've got big long-term goals that I want to reach, because it's so satisfying. Like at the end of last year, when I went over, so I made $102,500 last year. That was such an epic achievement, because it's like, yes, I've done it. Yes. And it's like, I've got to that big goal, but it's about the journey along the way as well. And that helps keep you tenacious, because instead of putting all of your kind of emphasis on achieving one goal that feels a really long way in the future, what are you doing today that you can be like, yes, I've done it, I've achieved that goal today, I'm loving life like this right now? That's the kind of thing that keeps me tenacious. So I hope that helps you as well, like getting into that tenacious mindset and just being prepared to just go again and again and again, and kind of casting aside other people's opinions, really honing in on what it is that you want, what makes you feel successful, because success is such a I think I spoke about this in the interview with Joe Norton a few episodes ago. What is your definition of success? It's so different for everyone. One person's definition of success is multi 8 figures. Another person's version of success is retiring at 45. Whatever. What's your own individual definition of success? Really feel into what that is, and then make sure that you've got something that you're doing each day where you can be like, yeah, man, I'm succeeding, I'm on this. And it is so worth being tenacious. having that thing where you're not going to give up, because you are living the life that you want to live. And that is a wonderful, beautiful thing that you have achieved for yourself. And there's so much pride to be found in that you are sticking to your guns, you're doing things your way, because that's success. And what that success means to you, not someone else, to you. Really, really think into that. And that is what makes this whole thing, setting up a membership or a programship, it's what makes it all worthwhile. So, so exciting. So I hope that has helped you today. If you are at the stage in your career where you are running a membership, maybe you've got your first 5, 10, 15, 20 members in, and you're at a stage where you want to really grow that membership, start hitting 5K months at least with your membership, do come across and check out my Magnetize Your Membership Pro offer, which you can find on the recurringrevenuerocks.co.uk site. If you just head up, you can see in the menu Magnetize Your Membership Pro. You can click in there and have a look. And this is the way that we can work together for 6 months to make sure that you are systemizing and streamlining your membership as much as possible, so that it's really like a well-oiled machine that you can just, start predicting what you're going to be earning month on month from your membership. So that's the work that we do together in Magnetize Your Membership Pro. It's all about stepping up as a leader, really owning that leadership, really being excited and in love with your membership, so that you can really get it out there and start earning the money that you deserve from it in a way that feels really, really good. So if you're interested in that, do go ahead and click on that and see how you can apply. And in the meantime, I hope you've really enjoyed this episode of the Recurring Revenue Rocks show, and I can't wait to see you back here next Monday for a brand new episode.